Henry Oduah, Kinesiology, Assignment 7, Part 1. The action that I chose for this assignment is field goal kicking in football, soccer style. There are 6 stages of the kicking motion: the approach, the swing limb loading, the plant, hip flexion and knee extension, the contact with the ball, and the follow through. The approach. There is a 45-degree angle of approach that is needed to produce maximum peak ball velocity upon contact with the ball. The swing limb loading. The lower leg is cocked back to prepare for upcoming downward swing. The knee extension muscles are key as the knee flexes and stores elastic energy. The plant phase. Force and orientation of plant foot are crucial. Plant should be about a foot's length away from the ball and directionally facing the target. Incorrect placement of the plant foot will drastically affect both distance and direction of the kick. The hip flexion and knee extension. From its loaded position, the thigh quickly swings forward as the lower leg drives downward towards the ball. Knee extensors help propel leg forward, releasing built-up elastic energy. Making contact with the ball. The knee is extended, the ankle is plantar flexed. Hamstrings act in eccentric contraction to slow down the lower leg. Kinetic energy transferred from moving leg to stationary football. The follow through. Longer time of contact with the football improves transfer of momentum, increasing the ball speed. Proper follow through should improve both distance and accuracy, as well as help prevent any injury. Skipping through the kick provides power and helps the kicker stay aligned with the target. The motions that are involved in the task, and are they moving against gravity? Are they moving along with gravity, which would be gravity dependent, or is it gravity eliminated? For hip flexion, it is against gravity. Hip extension is against gravity. Hip flexion is against gravity. Knee extension is against gravity. Plantar flexion is gravity dependent. Trunk stabilization against gravity. Hip internal rotation against gravity. What are the primary muscles involved in the movement of the task? The trunk, which includes the abdominals, psoas major, erector spinae, spinal posterior muscles. Those are for stabilization. For the right hip, you have the TFL, rectus femoris, the psoas, iliacus, sartorius, adductor longus and brevis, adductor magnus. Those are involved in internal rotation and hip flexion. Left hip, you have the glutes maximus, the semitendinosus, semimembranosus, bicep femoris, and adductor magnus, and those are for hip extension. The left and right knee, we have the vastus medialis, vastus intermedialis, vastus lateralis, and rectus femoris, and those are for knee extension. For the right ankle, you have the gastrocnemius and the soleus, and those are for plantar flexion. And then the left shoulder, we have the anterior deltoid, the bicep brachii, pectoralis major, and that is for shoulder horizontal adduction. During the approach phase, these are the muscles that are involved and also the type of contraction that they are doing. For the trunk muscles, those are isometric contracting. For the hip flexors, those are concentric contracting. For the hip extensors, those are eccentric contracting. For the knee extensors, those are concentrically contracting. Knee flexors are eccentrically contracting. Plantar flexors are concentrically contracting. And the hip internal rotators are concentrically contracting. The swing limb loading phase. The hip extensors, hamstring and glute max, are concentrically contracting. The hip flexors are concentrically contracting. The knee extensors are concentrically contracting. And the knee flexors are concentrically contracting. The plant phase. The plantar flexors are concentrically contracting. The hip flexion and knee extension. The knee extensors are concentrically contracting. The hip flexors are also concentrically contracting. Contact with the ball phase. Knee flexors are eccentrically contracting. The plantar flexors are concentrically contracting. And knee extensors are also concentrically contracting. The follow through phase. The hip flexors are concentrically contracting. And the knee extensors are concentrically contracting. Are there any force couples that are producing movement in the task? There are force couples with pelvic anterior tilt. The erector spinae muscle groups are moving superiorly. The iliopsoas and sartorius muscles are moving inferiorly. With the pelvic posterior tilt, the gluteus maximus and the hamstrings are moving anteriorly. The rectus abdominis are moving superiorly, and the external obliques are moving posteriorly. Exercises that could to strengthen or lengthen the muscles for optimal performance. Kicking, squats, leg press, hamstring curl, all can be done to strengthen the hip flexors and knee extensors. Lunges, hamstring stretches, quadricep stretches can be done to lengthen the knee flexors and extensors and hip flexors and extensors as well.